Hey everybody, we're going to be talking full spoilers about Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, if you haven't seen it, bookmark this. Come back and watch it when you have, because I am joined by Laura Prudhomme and David Griffin, and we're going to talk about the ending of Ant-Man and the Wasp and what that means for Avengers 4 and the MCU in general going forward. So let's dive right into that. Obviously, the movie ends, in the post-credit scene, ends with Scott Lang trapped in the quantum realm. How do you guys think? One, what did you think of that, and how do you think they're going to get him out of there? Laura, let's start with you.
I mean, there was really no other way for it to end, I think. We kind of went into it expecting it to tie into Infinity War in some way, and really what else can one do without spoiling what's going to happen in Avengers 4 without that disintegration? So I felt it was kind of anticlimactic in that way, but it does obviously set up a lot of interesting possibilities for Avengers 4.
Right. What do you think of that scene?
I mean, I'm a little slow, but I did not see that coming at all. Kind of just hit me out of left field. Yeah, I really enjoyed that part, but my big question, of course, is who's going to get him out now that he's stuck in there?
Yeah.
Because he has to have a role in Avengers 4. Maybe I'm just willing him to have a role in Avengers 4. I want him to be an integral part of that because I like when Paul Rudd is around the other Avengers. He has great chemistry with all the actors in the franchise.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Kevin Feige, boss of Marvel Studios, has confirmed that Ant-Man will play a key role in Avengers 4. Obviously, with him losing basically his brain trust of Hank Pym, Hope Van Dyne, and Janet Van Dyne.
The whole family.
All gone. She just gets out of the quantum realm and boom, she's gone. They're all gone. We don't know who else is around that could help him. We didn't see what happened to Luis. We don't know if Bill Foster's around. Ghost, who's kind of maybe a good guy now. Maybe we'll see. You know, how do we think Scott Lang's going to get out of the quantum realm? Or will he stay there? I think my suspicion is that because they're using Luis's van, that Luis might be alive, comes back, you know, everything happens, and he runs.
Comes with like hot dogs or like Chinese food or something.
He loves wine too. He's a wine connoisseur as well.
Look, you know, when the world goes to hell, you're going to want to, you know, find your favorite buddies and something to eat. So clearly, but you know, he could come looking for them because they have his van, and of course we hear the voice on the radio, you know, of Scott trapped there, and it might have to be up to Luis to figure out how to bring him back. Now, obviously, Scott and Luis are not the brightest bulbs in that particular tree. All the smart people are gone, so I could see MCU doing that, keeping it kind of light. What do you guys think of my little theory there?
I think it's going to be a way to bring him back. I mean, he's going to have to find somebody who's smart. No offense to Luis. Luis is a very, he's got some business savvy, let's say. You know, he's a hustler, but he's not a scientist. So he's going to have to find somebody who can do that. So who do we have around?
We don't know if Bill Foster is.
Yeah,
Bill Foster,
would be like a smart bet. Maybe.
That's true.
Maybe they have like Cap still on speed dial from Civil War. Maybe they can say
Stark is around. He's off somewhere right now, but
Bruce
they can
Banner.
Bruce Banner's around.
But I do wonder if, because we know that the quantum realm has kind of these issues with time and space, that maybe he'll find a way out somehow and kind of emerge on his own.
Because remember, like Michelle Pfeiffer, she developed new powers. So maybe he'll get new powers that might help him.
I mean, that's something I'm curious about is you know, she was down there 30 years, and of course, space and time and reality all operate differently.
She looked like 30 years older, though.
She looked real good for
it. She looked good.
But there is like a sort of, you know, the rules of the quantum realm are loosey-goosey enough that they can try and find a thing that could conceivably give him an advantage now. I just wonder, though, if, one, does that make the quantum realm look too easy to get in and out of, considering that movie just established that she was down there 30 years? I mean, one thing that confused me was, how does radio work down there? Like, wouldn't it be like in outer space where it takes years to get a message back? Like, you know, and you know, it's not like she could call.
To, like, take over his body and like
dreamscape him or whatever the hell it was. But yeah, so little things like that, they can't make it too easy for him to get out of there. I wonder, perhaps, maybe there's a way he could go into either skip ahead in time or come into some other alternate reality or alternate dimension where maybe this stuff didn't happen in one of those other futures that Doctor Strange saw.
Yeah.
And I could see them going around with that kind of
like a kind of alternate
screwy kind of
dimension.
thing. Yeah.
Especially since Doctor Strange isn't around now to have that kind of
what if he hops
timey-wimey.
into one of the futures where they did lose, but maybe other characters died that didn't die in Infinity War? I don't know. It's
There's
just,
a lot of possibilities.
I hope it's not a quick fix either, because I would hope that Ant-Man 3 is going to be about the quantum realm, focus more on that. I like how the stories have been kind of, especially 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, just kind of a simple, like, hey, look, I'm looking for my mom, want to find my mom, and they kind of kept the story really simple. But I hope they go more into the quantum realm. I want to know more about it. So I hope they don't just have a quick fix where it's not important.
Yeah, you don't want to demystify it too much. You want to show that like anything could happen here and open up the realm of possibilities for the kind of stories they could tell. I mean, one other thing too is because time, is a factor down there in a curious one. Like if he did jump into some other timeline or whatever, I mean, could he, his daughter Cassie grows up to be a superhero called Stature in the comics. Could they do something, if even just for one movie where he meets the older version of her?
I'd love
his
that
daughter.
because they
that'd
kind
be
of
fun.
hinted that future for her in Ant-Man and Wasp, that she kind of says she wants to be his partner. So I think it would at least somewhere down the line be really cute to kind of explore that.
I mean, I could see them kind of do something like that. I mean, it would kind of be a little sad that, if that was the main timeline and he comes back and it's years later, I mean, that's really sad. But, for a character like Ant-Man, it's so goofy.
It plays off the cuteness of that scene that they shared together about like, well, I could be your partner, and he's like, no, I need to, but
or they pay it off somehow with the whole, sledding the cardboard, thing.
Yeah, their team.
But in terms of the kind of powers maybe that he could develop down there, I mean, that would be permanent. Unless they, again, like somehow time-wise, they take it away from him. I just don't know if I want to see everybody that goes into the quantum realm somehow permanently affected by it.
But you also don't want them to kind of do a complete reversal of whatever happens in Avengers 4. It's like, oh, everything's happy and we've erased all the bad things that happened. You want there to be kind of some permanent stakes to everything that's gone on. So I think that would be a good way if he is changed in some way, kind of like Ghost was, where it maybe affects him.
And hers was only a momentary exposure. Of course, he's got a containment suit and everything else that she didn't have, but like you see even Hank Pym when they're going down there, he's beginning to get affected by it, that it messes with them. So and then I believe he had a line in the original movie like, just the fact that he wore the Ant-Man suit as long as he did began to affect him. So I do wonder if they're not going to pay off that kind of stuff. Like you can only mess around with the physics of all of this and the
There's
reality.
Literally shrinking yourself and making yourself giant. Like this could actually have some repercussions.
Well, we did see too, like when he became Giant Man, the oxygen level only lasted so long. So it'll be really interesting. Also, I do wonder if he can go into with him trapped in the quantum realm, how can he then maybe play a pivotal role in defeating Thanos in Avengers 4? Like, if he does develop these new powers, or I forget who it was, maybe it was somebody on Twitter suggested, why doesn't he just fly into Thanos' head and then just turn normal size and blow his head off? I'm like, you could probably do that too.
That would be handy.
Yeah. Any other theories about how his exposure to the quantum realm could conceivably pay off in Avengers 4? Do you think maybe, is he the key to maybe finding that
I think it has to be something to do with that kind of interdimensionality and the time travel, right? Because there are all these theories about whether the Avengers will have to go back in time or use any of the other stones or even collect some of the other stones from Thanos to reverse everything. Yeah. So it would stand to reason, especially if, the Soul Stone, is supposed to be a realm in itself, right? Where all these souls of the other Avengers are trapped. So maybe there's some crossover between the quantum realm and the realm inside the Soul Stone. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's also too like the whole idea of space, time, and reality kind of bending in the quantum realm. I mean, that would save them from having to try and get the stones back, because that right there would be. Half of them are going to get killed doing that too. So I mean, it's all theories at this point. We don't quite know how the hell he's going to get out of there, but that is the big question, we think, coming out of Ant-Man and the Wasp. How is Scott Lang going to get out of the quantum realm, and how is that going to affect the future of the MCU and Avengers 4? So, on that note, we want you to also check out our review of Ant-Man and the Wasp, and also watch Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly respond to IGN comments. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe on whatever platform you like to watch IGN.